Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Dave, also known as Loving Them Trains, and I've got some very exciting news about the channel. So the channel was initiated because I wanted to show my layout updates and show the progress on the layout, which I thought would be pretty interesting. And then I expanded that to my build series where I show how I build various different buildings and structures on the layout. And that will most certainly continue. That's going to be the majority of what I'm going to have and continue to have on the channel. With that being said, I'm going to introduce some other aspects of the channel that might be of interest. One such thing is going to be kind of like an addition to the build series. One thing I want to start doing on the layout is modifying my locomotives and my rolling stock. So the modifications to the locomotives and rolling stock will be everything from simply swapping out couplers to various levels of weathering. I really want the locomotives and the rolling stock to match the environment, match what I've done on the layout as far as scenery. Wish I would have started this process years ago, but for whatever reason, I'm just now getting to it. Maybe it's a confidence level because, you know, these are expensive pieces of equipment that you just don't want to destroy. But one thing I've learned in the hobby is that you really have to just take chances. Another thing that I'm very excited about is I'm going to add a tour series on the channel. I've been fortunate enough to visit many layouts in my time in the hobby, and I will continue to visit as many as I can. I have several on my bucket list. Some of the people that you'll see in this tour series will be very well known. Others are going to be lesser known modelers, but nonetheless, they have gems in their own right. And many times it's just because the owner maybe has chosen not to have a lot of visitors to their layout, but there are some great layouts out there, and I want to showcase them here on the channel. And last but not least, I've mentioned the gentleman by the name of Dave Bennett. Well, Dave is responsible for helping me with my bench work and most of the wiring on my layout. I met Dave several years ago at a train show where I saw his work van, which he has converted to look like a locomotive, and it's pretty cool. Well, Dave owns a company called Train Installations, and he is a professional model railroad builder. He builds layouts in all scales. So in the last few years, Dave has invited me to come work on some of his projects, and it's been very exciting. So this particular video is going to showcase the first layout that I worked on with Dave Bennett, and it's going to be an exciting one. Well, it's probably about time that I just go ahead and shut my mouth so we can get to the video. So here's my first video working alongside Dave of Train Installations, and I call this one Ow.
That's damn close.
Yeah, they're definitely not going prototypically. Okay, we're back at the work site. We were actually here the other day. Got some work done, but we had to stay away for a while so that the customer could have his walls painted by a wonderful artist that works with us. As you can see, that's been done with the wonderful clouds and pastures and fields. So she's got a great start. She'll usually wait till a lot of the scenery that affects what's going on with the walls is done, and then she'll come back and do touch-ups. Apologize for the lighting, but as you see, a nice job has been done. Very nice. So today's goal is to get this kind of thing shaved down. The foam, we still have more to spray, but we did a lot yesterday, especially in this room. See if I can get more light. There we go. So that's what my task is to start today. Some of the other guys put the tunnel portals in and got the framework going while I did the mesh, which is actually on the other side of the foam that the foam is leaning against. And we sprayed the foam, nothing more than this. We sprayed that yesterday, and now we have to start carving. But look at the wonderful walls. Turned out wonderful. It's kind of a mess in here because we're doing a lot of work. So that's where we're at. So I'm going to turn this camera off and I'll be back with more progress. Tools of the trade for carving the foam. We got like this homemade rasp that Dave made. Also, this device here, second from the right, has a paint can opener on the tip. Dave just constructed a handle. And of course your drywall saw, a drill with a spade bit, and of course the almighty vacuum. All of that and you should be good to go. So about halfway through the carving process, we're left with a mess all the way over there. Bob is waiting for me to shut this down so he can help try to clean up the storm. And believe it or not, I'm just halfway through this. All right, let me turn it off and get back to work. I just wanted to show you when you're actually using the spade bit on the drill for the carving technique, if you come close to the track, this is the possible outcome. I barely touched the track, but it mangled that rail. And then on another section, this is what happened. So you've got to be very, very careful. Matter of fact, it'd probably be good to trim with another tool around the track. And as you get further away, it would be a good idea to use the spade bit. So you got to see the good, bad, and the ugly. And this is definitely the ugly. Okay, we're back to the work site for a third day. And it's still a mess. As you can see, a lot of work has been done on this side with where all the tunnels will go. I hear the boss behind me, but a lot of tunnel work here in this area. And eventually we'll make the top of these, which is going to be very intricate. And if I go back to this area, you see more work is being done. And this area right here, you saw me cutting it down. So we've got it all trimmed up. And a lot of wiring has been done. You know, that's one of the unsung heroes of this hobby. You don't get to see it until trains are running and lights are on and all the electrical components of the railroad are working. But got a great gentleman that does all of that work, or a lot of it. So the task for me today, and this literally took me all day yesterday, is to start painting this. And I usually start with a gray, darker gray color to get this going. And hopefully I'll try not to ruin the paint job. That's another task. So let me go ahead and get to work. Okay, we're back at the work site. And today's gonna be a day of scenery, specifically hills, that we have to spray foam down. And as you can see, there's a lot that we need to carve. So let me go in for a further look. Okay, everything's been painted. All of the foam in this area. A lot of dabbing and slathering of paint. And this is our base color. There's some other areas of the layout where the foam has just been sprayed, and other areas where it has not been sprayed at all, but needs to. But this is one of the larger sections. And there's a nut on the other side of that. We also have kind of the same thing. It's a little bit more intricate on the other side of the wall. And as we come around here, I've put some of this mesh along the riverbank so we can spray foam and it not go to the floor. And also here. So we'll probably spray that before leaving. So on our last visit, we got some foam sprayed down. So this is the area that will need to be carved and painted today. This section up here where you see the black felt, we ran out of foam. So we're gonna start by spraying that, and hopefully by the end of the day, it'll be ready to carve. That's the goal anyway. But everywhere that you see spray foam, it's already set up. We need to go ahead and start carving that out and get that, the first layer, base layer of paint going. All of this was spray foamed as well. And as you see here, more spray foam for that area where we ran out. So down here, all of this, and hope you're not too dizzy. This little section here as well. Along this little riverbed. And then over here, may highlight this area today. We have a beigeish gray paint that we use to highlight. So I might get to that today, we'll see. So once again, need to go ahead and get this party started.